What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar with your boy. We're going to be breaking down the futures contract per usual, so hopefully you guys stick around. We're going to be breaking down the 30-minute time frame. We're going to look at the daily, just to kind of update some gaps. We're going to look at the monthly and the weekly, just to keep things, refreshed. You gotta keep it, the big picture in context, right? You can't just be trading out here blindly, otherwise you're going to end up losing money. And we try to refrain from losing money here. If you guys do not mind, please leave a like down below before we jump right into this. I want to point out how crazy this move has been to the upside here recently. A lot of poor structure all over the place. Kind of weak volume. So it's just a matter of not when, but if. Or not if, but when, rather. Not if, but when will this market roll over? I'm not looking for it at the moment, as there's still a lot of upside destinations left to hit. We can easily continue to grind up, as we are one time framing up in the daily and the weekly time frame now. And we are forming our monthly balance as we speak. So the further we push up, the bigger the monthly balance continues to get. Until the end of this monthly time frame, and then obviously if next month in December we take it out, the high will be one time framing up in the monthly time frame. So today and yesterday, or today, the last 3 days honestly have been P shapes, basically for short covering. And what does a P shape stem for? It's just, it's just how the volume looks. If I were to zoom this in just on the day, you can kind of see how it looks like a P with all the volume. If you can see that behind, looks like a little bit of a P, right? And then obviously if it's a B, that stems for long liquidation, okay? So today was a bit of a P shape. We attempted to go trend and hold trend. We didn't. We go out with an afternoon pullback low, a 9Y point of control, and the day's high. Now what you see, I have bracketed here on my screen, is basically just the middle distribution back from that large trend day down that we had, the triple distribution trend day down that we had. And I was just marking that because I kind of felt like we would play in between that basically 45.20 to 45.07 level and just rotate back and forth in between there. And guess what? We developed a Y point of control right in that range. Our Y point of control was at 45.0875, so just above the lower portion of that distribution from that day. Now obviously we took back a little bit those few days, but I just wanted to, for me it was pretty important to signify that. And then obviously where the upper distribution from that day was, I felt like with the move that we had this morning, a lot of the energy was pushed out because of the CPI, so a lot of the short covering occurred early in the morning, which caused this pretty large gap to the upside. It was just the short covering and momentum buying, and then obviously that continued into early morning on the real trading session. So I just wanted to show myself, maybe not be longing into the 44 or 45.21 level. I just was not looking for that. Now in yesterday's video, I was talking about how important it was for us to find acceptance over 44.25. Well, I think we got that today, as we pretty much traded 100 points, rather 80 points higher on the day than yesterday's range, okay? So it's just absolutely insane how this market can really just push up like that on short covering. So let's go over our destinations real quick. I just wanted to point that out, was just how important that, filling those single prints and then attempting to get into that upper distribution, right, from that day. That upper distribution from the August 15th. Wait, August? No, I don't know why it says 8. September 15th was important. So that whole day's upper distribution was 45, 40, 50 to 45, 21. That just disappeared, so that was pointless. But basically, that was the upper distribution that you see here, right? And I wasn't expecting us to find acceptance right away, especially if we could not hold trend going into it. Now we hit all these upside destinations after the gap. So we took out to, we'll keep today's high, but we took it out, continues the one time frame up, but now this becomes a downside target because we filled a gap on the upside with a gap, or with a gap now. So we gapped into a gap, gaps all over the place. If we took a shot for how many gaps there was in this market, we'd be pretty fucked up right now. So we got the high day here. We got that price probe. We filled that set of single prints, just blew right through those set of single prints. We opened above it. And then obviously I had on the charts yesterday, you know, if we did push up pretty good, we'd get that 10 wide point of control that acted as a magnet at 44.9875. We did just that. We got that afternoon rally high, did just that. And then we continued to push up and hit all the rest of these destinations that I gave out yesterday. 45.07, hit that. And then ultimately that 45.1450 level that I gave out as a weekly target on the upside, and what the monthly was looking for, as well as our daily. I was giving you guys those targets on the upside in case we did push up. And guess what? We traded back and forth through that 45.1450 level several times today, not really finding acceptance above it. Now, if it was me on the, if I was a longer term holder of, you know, if I was a swing trader of the futures contract, this would be where I'm starting to unload a little bit. Now, obviously, we can continue to push up. I'm not going to be, not any one guy is going to be able to push this market back down, but this might be why we stalled up here a little bit. You have people that are happily taking some off the table. As you know, last week or the week before, I was paper trading and managed to take some profit off, you know, into these gaps here. And then obviously I would be taking some off if I still had position on. So that might be why we stalled up here around that 45.1450 level. And then in that upper distribution from that trend day down from the 15th of September. So hopefully this all makes sense. And this is why I think having these destinations on your screen is so important, is so that you can understand and know where and why you might be stalling in a location, right? If you didn't know this upper distribution was here acting as resistance, right? If you didn't know that this whole thing right in this range was going to be acting as resistance, and it was very, very important that you find acceptance above that, you were buying up here late in the evening, and guess what? You got smoked. You got smacked in the freaking face because you were not aware that single prints filled right there at 45.21 and that the upper distribution from that day began, right? And obviously, if you didn't know what a wide point of control was, you wouldn't be able to identify that you were creating a wide point of control in the day, and that you were most likely, if you didn't find acceptance up here and you couldn't hold trend earlier in the day, you were going to rotate back down to where that point of control was at 45.0875 that we created today. All right, so that's why I think these destinations are important. That's why I think having the knowledge of market profile is important and has helped me tremendously. Now, I only took one trade today, did not get too involved in it. I made my money, was very happy. You know, I'm getting in the market where I feel comfortable. If I make a couple points on the day, I'm going to rake that in and then I'm going to go out, right? I work at full-time jobs, or I work 2 jobs, basically full-time, and cannot hesitate to take profit because I got things to do, right? I got obligations. So where did I get long today? Where did I take the trade? That is the question, right? So if we're looking at our 30-minute time frame here, okay, looking at our 30-minute time frame, we had a set of single prints that I'm highlighting, okay? We had a set of single prints that was created here where I just highlighted within that box, okay? Single prints filled at the time at 45.0375. I was looking for us to pull back, hold these set of single prints, and rotate back up as we had created a wide point of control initially at 45.13, okay? We had a point of control at that point, and we had volume pop up here at the point around that 45.14 level, okay? So I was looking for us to rotate back up into that level, not right away, but I was looking for us to at least hold these set of single prints and maybe rotate back up and create a wide point of control there. Well, we continued to push down. and I had my stop down here. Obviously, I took a one lot on this pullback in. I bought around 45.06 on the downside, or not 45.06, excuse me, 45.08 on the downside. Bought a one lot, and then I bought two more when the single prints filled in F period, and we pulled back at 45.0375, which brought my average to around 45.06. Okay, now I had my stop down here at 44.9950, just below that point. So I was buying here, and I was buying here, right? And I was looking to sell back up here. Okay, those were my targets. So I was buying on the way down, looking for this market to rotate back up to get back to that 45.13 level. Now I didn't quite get to that point. As we did rotate back up, we created a wide point of control at 45.10, so it kind of moved back down. So I exited my trade right around that 45.10 level to make some pretty good profits on the day. So that was initially my trade setup, was the afternoon pullback low, or at least to hold the single prints, and I had my stop out just below B period's low, because obviously if we took that out, then this market is clearly changing and we could, liquidate pretty good. Nothing was stopping us from doing such. So was happy with that. Definitely could have taken the trade again in J period against B's low. So that's where the afternoon pullback low is. And obviously that resulted in a new high of day. So I definitely missed out on the trade there. But happy with where I, took the trade. I definitely could have been more patient to see if we either A, held the single print to rotate back up, or just waited for the single print fill. Would have made more money if I just put on a 3-lot there versus having a 3-lot on and the average price being 45.06. So hopefully that makes sense on why I took those trades. Let's go ahead and mark the destinations. We'll look at the monthly, the weekly, and the daily just briefly. Today's low of day, 45.07. I don't want to show that anymore. Let me save as default. Okay. What was it? Excuse me. 44.8375 is the day's low and where the gap starts. So gap start. Today's date is the 14th. Label it as such. Boom, boom. Next we have, why does it keep, sorry, I gotta adjust this, otherwise it's going to drive me insane. I don't want it going all the way to the left. Left extension on. Off. On the right. Okay. All right. There we go. Afternoon pullback low right here at 4,525. Very visual level. That's crazy how visual that was right there at the 4,500 level as an afternoon pullback low. So tomorrow, if we take out 4,500, you could basically kiss this gap goodbye. You pretty much will rotate back down towards the low of the day. If we take out this afternoon pullback low, it would possibly result in us pulling back initially to get the day's low and put ourselves back into a balance, and then eat away at this gap on the downside. We do have a 9 wide point of control here at 45.0875. Jesus Christ, English. Woo, love it. We have a 9 wide point of control. So basically this just signifies that, if we open up above or below it, we have a good chance and we can't take out the day's high or low. We have a good chance trading at that price point, right? We have a good chance of trading at that price point. I don't know. I've messed something up here. I'll have to adjust it on this one. And then we have today's high of day here at 24.25. 24.25. Today's high of day. Boom. There you have it, folks. So if tomorrow we open up inside of today's range above the point of control at 45.0875 and we cannot take out the day's high at 45.2425, you will most likely rotate back down into that 4508.75. If you get below that level, you will come down and test the afternoon pullback low at 4500 25. I don't know why I keep saying 21. 25. And obviously, if we get below that, your next downside destination is 4483.75. And then you get into the gap that fills at 4436.75. Now, as far as the upside, if we can't take out the day's low, obviously the afternoon pullback low would be gone if we open up below that. But the point of control will still be there. So if we can't take out the day's low, or if we do and we can't get much for it, you'll look to rotate back up to 4508.75. Take out the day's high at 24.25 and look to rotate up to 40.50. If we get above that, your next upside destination is 45.62 on the upside high of day from the 14th of September. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly, or excuse me, the monthly time frames, as we need to know where our next destination is. Next destination on the monthly time frame is going to be 45.62. Okay, we're getting very, very close to what I would call a balance high if we do not take it out. Now, obviously, if we take it out, then the monthly balance will continue to form. Instead of it being just a 3-month, it could potentially be a 4 or a 5-month balance. As you know, we just came back into balance, so this is continuing to form. But right now, I'm kind of expecting that 45.62 level to hold as a balance high, but we are getting near it and potentially could push it up. So until this month ends, we can continue to stretch this balance high to the upside. So the monthly still in a balance, still stretching, but looking to target that 45.62 as a target on the upside for the monthly. Now the weekly has been one time framing up. Okay, one time framing up. Guess what? We hit that target, 45.1450. Your next upside target is that 45.62 weekly high, where we kind of just rolled right back on over and then had that outside week down. So if we get above 45.62, your next upside target is 46.1925, right? So obviously looking to target that, but with all the poor structure in the market, do not be surprised if we at some point get some more downside movement. Daily has been one time framing up for 3 days in a row now. We have several gaps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps on the to the upside that, if we must fill, it will be to the downside. Now, if tomorrow we open up with a gap to the downside, potential for an island reversal would be pretty nasty. I've only seen one other island reversal, if I can find it. Which was right here, right? We had this gap down, gap up. That was an island reversal example right there. So we had a gap down, and then from that gap down, we gapped up. So that would be an island reversal. Same thing here. We gapped up. If we gap down and open up down here, that would be an island reversal. I'm not looking for that, but I'm just pointing that out as a potential. Now, as far as your daily, your next upside target is going to be 45.40.50. Okay, that high of day from the 15th of September. Volume, not the best, but pretty good. Basically, right around average, if not above average. Nope, just right around average. So doing well as far as volume goes. We'd like to potentially see more on the upside if we're going to really continue this rally to the upside. Now, just be careful if we take out the day's low today, or if we take it out tomorrow, then we'll come back into a balance, and depending on how much we get into this gap will determine how big that balance is. But for now, the daily's one time framing up, looking to target that 40.50 level. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all had a wonderful day. Hope you traded well, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.